Hello, my name is Matt. Welcome to Unbearable 73. Sad news this week. By now, most of you heard or read the news. Bruce Willis has had to retire due to being diagnosed with aphasia and being in a somewhat deteriorating state. I have the Bounding into Comics article linked below. The article does a good job discussing the issues and events here. I'm not going to go completely into the article. I think you just read it. My take here. Aphasia, as the article points out, using some language from the National Institute on Deafness and Other Communication Disorders, is a disorder that results from brain damage to the portions of the brain that are responsible for language. Now, I don't know the extent of Bruce Willis's condition, or if he's in a state of decline with regards to it, or if it's just as bad as it's ever going to get. Personally, I hope that it's the worst it's going to get, because worst case scenario, you can lose any ability to comprehend language by any sense. That's even worse way to go than something like Alzheimer's. Being able to language is basically what defines us. Being able to communicate to somebody, even if it's just to listen, to understand others around us, and we're primates, and social behavior is needed. If you sat in total inability to comprehend what people are communicating, that's pretty much hell on earth, in my view. Thankfully, Bruce has a large, loving family and is supportive, and they will be with him during those dark years, which hopefully won't be too dark. Bruce Willis has been an action star for decades. He was born in 1955, and he's around 67 years old right now. First came to my attention in one of my aunt's favorite TV shows, Moonlighting. He co-led the show with Sybil Shepherd. I was a little kid, and back then that sort of show, a rom-com with some detective stuff running, was not the type of thing I liked. Obviously, I was 15 and 14 or 13 when Moonlighting came out, and I was, into like anime and stuff, action movies and stuff like that. However, in 1988, Bruce Willis starred in the greatest Christmas movie of all time, and yes, it's a Christmas movie, and one of the greatest action movies of all time, Die Hard. Die Hard is one of the 5 greatest action films of all time. There's no questioning that in anyone's mind, or should be no questioning that. The title of this episode comes from one of his endearing lines in that film. And like many action lines in this sort of film, it became a sort of moment of comedic, like it lit up a dark moment just slightly enough to sort of, pull you back up a little before it got dark again. Willis as John McClane got into a discussion with Hans Gruber, as portrayed by Alan Rickman. And I'll play the video where the line came from right now, so you can hear the famousness, hear how it happened.
Matter of inconvenient timing, that's all. Police action was
It's amazing.
inevitable.
I don't want to talk too much over it, but Rickman's also has passed away, and
stay calm.
I have another video. He's one of the greatest villain actors of all time.
But I told all of you I want radio silence until further.
Sorry, Hans. I didn't get that message.
Maybe you should have put it on the bulletin board.
One of the things that made Bruce Willis an effective action star, was his comedic timing, by the way.
To give you a call.
How does he know so much about this?
This is very kind of you.
And there's a lot of intelligence in this role, where if you watch what Hans is doing here, he's trying to get McClane to reveal stuff about himself.
Sorry, Hans, wrong guess.
So he was a thinking villain, which is why I wanted him to do a great villain.
Really change?
These are very bad for you.
Who are you then?
Just the fly in the ointment, Hans. The monkey in the wrench.
Man, this is an amazing movie. Timeless. What isn't timeless about action, about Bruce Willis as John McClane kicking bad guy ass and Die Hard?
Anyone else is missing.
Here it comes.
Mr. Mystery Guest. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Unless you want to open the front door for me.
No, I'm afraid not. But you have me at a loss. You know my name, but who are you? Just another American who saw too many movies as a child. Another orphan of a bankrupt culture who thinks he's John Wayne, Rambo, Marshall Dillon.
I was always kind of partial to Roy Rogers, actually. I really like those sequin shirts.
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Yippie-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Now, why it became such an iconic thing is, and I won't spoil the whole film because you're gonna watch it, is they keep taunting each other with that line a couple more times in the thing, in the movie. So let me go in here. You guys want to hear me go on all night about how awesome Bruce Willis is? I'll be honest, the hero relationship between McClane and MacGruber, if it's not the best hero-villain relationship in any movie ever, it's tied for the best. I was 15 or so when Die Hard came out in '88. It was formative, and since then I've watched almost everything Bruce Willis has ever been in, even the total crap. The dude was that awesome. It was actually the second Lloyd Arnold in my mind and heart. I watched Die Hard every year at Christmas along with Sergeant York and March of the Wooden Soldiers. Watching Mr. Willis in pretty much everything has brought me great entertainment. And I think on a primal level, more than anything, Bruce Willis not only prided himself on being an entertainer, he truly enjoyed it. Over the years, in some memorables like Die Hard, or like the slightly crazed time traveler in 12 Monkeys, or the blue-collar hero Harry Stamper in Armageddon, or a very Die Hard like McClane as Corbin Dallas in the great movie The Fifth Element, which you should go watch. Mr. Willis has made getting through my life more fun and more enjoyable, and he's enjoyed every penny I spent on his work. Bruce Willis has technically had a career that lasts over 50 years. That's 50 years, but it's not enough. But it's all we're going to get. And I honestly hope that this is one of those lawyers they can come with a cure with or a workaround, because someone who's brought so much joy to us doesn't deserve that end of his life be limited by aphasia. He deserves to grow old, happy, surrounded by his kids and grandkids and great-grandkids. And maybe making movies until he's 80 if he wanted to, but he can't, unfortunately. Thank you, Bruce Willis. I hope that you can make some sort of stabilization, if not a recovery. I wish all the best to you and your family. Yippee-ki-yay, Bruce Willis.